This is a response to ForcedIdentity00. And he made a video called State of the YouTubean, Atheist versus Theist. And then he made another video, a addendum. So it's two videos I'm responding to, really, but in it, he voices a lot of his feelings about the great conversation that we're having, and how some parts of it are getting stale because people are using the same cliches over and over again. And the one that makes him angry is the Space Daddy, or Sky Daddy, or Sky Fairy, you know, that one. Yeah, I know what you're saying there. I had a talk with T-Master about this recently, like 2 days ago on the phone, and I was telling him that, you know, I hate it when I hear atheists saying Bronze Age myth book describing the Bible, because it's very, very overused as a cliche, you know, here on YouTube. And yeah, the cliche that I hate to hear the most from theists is actually that you have to have faith or believe first before you can have the knowledge given to you. Yeah, it's like I want to just, you know, school them all on confirmation bias and how to get it, you know, because it's just confirmation bias. That's all it is. But it seems to me that when cliche arguments don't work on an atheist, such as myself, and I end up pwning that argument, they don't give up the argument. They might refine it a little bit, but they will go to the next person and keep on using that same argument. And for this, I coined my own term, which is Dark Lord Apologist. My own definition for this term was an apologist who does not care about whether or not the words in their mouth are true. You know, they don't care if they're lying to people as long as they bring people to the Jesus. That's all they care about. So whether or not their arguments are, you know, valid or not, they will keep using them, even after getting pwned on them, even after understanding, obviously, that their arguments are flawed. They will keep using them if they think they're effective in bringing people back to the flock of sheep in church. So, sheeple, there's another one that gets thrown out there a lot. But for my contribution to originality, Dark Lord Apologist, there you go. You won't hear me say Sky Fairy, Sky Daddy. You might hear me say imaginary friend a couple times. That's probably the most cliche thing I say a lot, is imaginary friend when I'm describing Jesus. You will not hear me say Bronze Age myth book anymore, really. I mean, if I watched my own video and heard myself say it, that would hurt, because it is so old and overused. So, yeah, I enjoyed your video, and I know it gets frustrating. Towards the end of your video, you were talking about the frustration that no one ever changes their views. here on YouTube. I haven't seen a total overnight conversion of anyone for anything on YouTube. That I'll give you. But I'd say Pantera Uncia. She's she's a pretty good example of somebody who has changed her beliefs a bit, and has started using critical thinking skills that are sharper than when she first appeared on YouTube. And she seems like a very bright person who is learning because of this conversation. And funny enough, I would say fitchiful thinking, even though many times he is a Dark Lord apologist himself, I can tell you that some of his views on his own particular denomination of Christianity have changed, and partly because of the conversation here on YouTube. And you're not going to get an overnight conversion from people from, complete delusion to not deluded at all. It's not going to happen. You got to sometimes take baby steps and just take what you can get. So, there's another example from my experience, just in the last 10 months of me having an atheist-oriented channel here on YouTube. And for me, I've been told by some people that when I personally argue with a theist, that I'm not doing my channel any services, and when I go overboard in poning someone like 4 or 5 times in a row, I will lose 3 subscribers or so from that, and gain 20. So there's a differing opinion out there. There's some people who actually do appreciate people locking on like a shark and not letting go of someone's ass until they relent and give in, and say, okay, you win that part of the argument. There's some people who want to see rabid pit bull style interrogations until somebody realizes the stupidity of the things that they're spouting on YouTube. And there's some people that are turned off by it. So, but I've been told that it is futile by some people that get turned off by it. They say that I'm not going to ever change anyone. And even if that were true, changing the people in the world that are deluded is not the only thing that I could ever hope to do by speaking out against the evils of religion. I could also be inoculating those who are, slightly skeptic and don't really have a basis for, what to think. I could be inoculating them from those Dark Lord apologist arguments. They when they hear them, they'll have already heard, why those arguments are wrong, and they won't work on them anymore. So it's not just about changing people on the other side of the fence. Sometimes it's about educating the people on your side of the fence. And also for myself, I do the videos for myself. If you're not doing them for yourself, then who are you doing them for? Your subscribers. Subscribers sub and unsub on a whim. You got to have fun doing what you're doing. And one final reason that I do my YouTube channel is for posterity. Posterity. Because I believe that some type of internet archaeologist will be able to dig up our videos and see that, you know, wow, you know, it wasn't 100% stupidity back then. There was actually 5% of those people that had a brain. You know, they were just stuck in the wrong time. You know, they had to deal with all that stupidity. You know, I'm letting people in the future know what it was like to be stuck in this stupidity. And, you know, those are harder to attack reasons for what I'm doing. You know, people will try to demotivate you when they don't agree with what you're doing. But if you have your reasons, then I'd say keep doing it. Try to make it fresh, though, because ForcedIdentity00 might unsubscribe from you for using cliches.